deployment just so routine to be risking your life every time you leave that safety of the ESCOs. And it's weird how I'm sure you deployed many more times than I did, but I found that that deployment so quickly, I just adapted to the lifestyle of being in a combat zone, an unsafe place. I slept better than I ever had before because it's kind of like, what else is there to worry about other than live and protect your teammates? There's nothing else to do. Eat, sleep, go to the gym, and live. So it's like you kind of enter into the Zen mode, but it only comes when you break from reality. And then when you're there at first, you're still in like civilian mode, you're in reality mode, and it's really hard to turn into the savage you need to be to like carry out a combat deployment. But once it happens and you flip the switch and you become the operator, it's like you just enter this weird peace, and you're just, again, this is my one deployment to combat, but it was great. After like the first few weeks of being there, all the fear was gone, and it was like, this is kind of an amazing thing we're doing, and it felt important. I mean, it felt like the things we were doing, the people we were going after were genuinely bad people who had done horrible things, and we were doing stuff about it. It felt real, you know. Towards the end of the deployment, I would say that people began. This might be commonplace amongst combat tours. It probably is. Again, I got the one, but towards the end, people are now like, okay, I don't want to be the guy that gets killed on like the last day of deployment. Like maybe cooler jets towards the end. You know what I mean? And so there was definitely an element of it. Ironically, at the end of our deployment, which is when I got hurt, we were beginning to say, hey, we're going out a lot, and that's great, but let's make sure we're doing this for good reason and not just looking for a gunfight. Because I think a lot of times we would go out really with the intent of hopefully somebody bad sees us, engages with us, and then we can prosecute the target. Um, it wasn't written up that way, but that was the gist of a lot of the times we went out. It's like kind of see what happens. And I think that we all reached a point where, or a lot of us did, where we were just like, I don't know if I want to keep doing that. At least as much as we're doing it, it feels like we're really risking it for little to no gain. That's how we felt. And then we went out, and of course, I nearly get killed along with a bunch of other people, and that. So I mean, I don't know if we want to get into that. I can.
Yeah, let's before that.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, let's. I mean, what was? So you guys were going after IED manufacturers, suicide bombers, fighters up in the hills. Let's talk about the first operation where you and your team had an engagement.
It was so far away, but I heard a gun shoot. Like I heard gunfire. We were like up on this ridge, miles away from the target. Me and the unit, the element that I was, the element that I was with, was up on a mountain overlooking this village that other guys were going in and clearing. And so a rocket launcher if we needed it, but really we weren't doing anything. But gunfire started in the village, and we had to take cover behind our RG up on the mountain. And it was like, wow, we're taking cover. This is crazy. Like it's really happening. And like it's so funny. Like the first time it happened, and again, like I know that your audience includes grizzled combat veterans that have done a lot more than I have. But again, my frame of reference is this one deployment, and at first it was like getting shot at, and then it just became like, what's the word for it? You feel like you're just rolling the dice a little bit, and by the end of the deployment, there was a lot of resentment that you hear that gunfire, and really it's the first couple rounds that are the ones that are going to kill people, because we are not going to be on the offensive due to the rules of engagement. We're here, and if you attack us, we can do something, but only if you attack us. And so there were these operations we'd go on where all you're doing is like, man, I hope they miss that first couple, because that's the stuff. They got the drop on you, and they can shoot you. And then it's like a couple times when the shooting would start, I would immediately be out of